Hey YouTube, I uploaded my tool cart tour the other day. This is the rest of my garage. I have my kind of consumables, fluids, and aerosols, as well as some spare tools stacked up here next to my tool cart, tucked away in the corner. Work my way up the wall. Control unit for the lift. It's a little 6,000 pound scissor lift. Junkyard bag I'm putting together, jack stands, creeper, ramps, air conditioning because it gets hot in here. A little bit of entertainment, my crossbar for supporting engines, and then my main box, the main focus of this video. It's a Snap-on KRL series classic box, probably about 20 years old if I had to remember right. We'll start off up top. Off here to the right hand side is all metric. On the left hand side is SAE. Starting off with the metric. Up front is my quick grab ratchets. Matco 88 tooth locking flex head 1/4 inch. Matco 88 tooth locking flex head 3/8. And we have 1/4 inch drive snap-on. These are shallow. They're all 6-point. Shallow, mid, and deep. Snap-on universal metric 1/4 inch drive, 5mm to 15mm. Snap-on impact 3/8 drive, 6-point. These are shallow, mid, and deep as well. They go from 8mm up to 19mm. Snap-on 6-point 3/8 drive universal. These are Astro Tools low profile sockets. They're a 3/8 drive socket, but they actually go with a special ratchet, which I keep over in here. The sockets sit down into the ratchet. It's a flex head. It's a 17mm head, but the sockets sit down into that, and they're very, very low profile compared to a standard 3/8 socket. And that's 6 to 19mm, I believe. They have larger sets. That was just a set I bought. I just bought them. Haven't really had a chance to use them, but they look good, and I can see a lot of places you could be using them. Small triple square for getting into bell housing bolts. These were when the Tiptronic transmissions came out in the Mark IV Volkswagens. Gear wrench oil filter set, some 1/4 inch drive Matco spline style sockets for rounded over fasteners. They're from 5 to 15mm, shallow and deep, 1/4 inch drive, and same style socket in 3/8 from 10 to 19mm. In back of them, 3/8 drive Matco ADV line. These are standard, not standard, but metric 12-point, shallow and deep. And back of that is a set of Snap-on 12-point 1/2 inch drive shallow metric from 10mm to 24mm. 30mm 12-point Snap-on axle socket, 32mm 12-point socket. Snap-on 1/2 inch drive, 10 to 24mm 6-point impact sockets. 10 to, let's see, I haven't used these in a while. 21mm Snap-on 6-point universals. Old Ford axle socket. 36mm 6-point, 34, 33, 32, and a 36-point, 36mm 12-point 1/2 inch drive, 36mm 6-point 1/2 inch drive, and then a 32 and a 30. They're gear wrenches. This is a Sunex 1 5/16. Never even been used. 3/4 drive. I don't even have a 3/4 inch drive gun here at home. I keep that in my work truck. And back of that, 24 inch 1/2 inch drive extension, 24-inch snap-on half-inch drive breaker bar, Streamlight Stinger, Streamlight Strion, Streamlight Pocket Light, Milwaukee battery powered light, oil drain plug bolt, oil drain plug bolt chasers, 17 millimeter half-inch drive, because I came from Volkswagen and you can never have too many 17 millimeters. This is the 19.5 and 21.5 millimeter socket for the swollen lug nuts on some of the Fords and others out there. In the middle here, we have snap-on hex sockets. These are 5 millimeter to 14 millimeter. A few more snap-on hex sockets of 5 to like 10 millimeter, and then snap-on torque sockets, all 3/8 drive there. Moving over to the SAE side, completely brand new set of gray pneumatic half-inch drive 6-point, 7/16 to 1.25 inch. Coming forward is snap-on impact sockets, 5/16 to 1 inch in impact deep 6-point, and then 5/16 to 13/16 chrome 6-point mid-length, and then 5/16 to 1 inch shallow 6-point impact there. 1/4 inch sockets, these are gray pneumatic, and they're running, can't see that size, 3/16 up to 9/16, and they have deep, mid, and shallow. In front of it's a collection of various sockets from over the years, a lot of duplicates, a lot of specialty oddball stuff. 1 and 5/16 half-inch drive gear wrench, that's one of the ones that's been used. 1 and 1/16 Mac 6-point impact. We have snap-on half-inch drive hex 3/4 inch down to 5/16 of an inch, all on half-inch drive. This one here is a Matco 17 millimeter half-inch drive hex. This is for removing stuck locking lug nuts, protective cover lug nut sockets, universal, VIM triple square, kind of a custom triple square. I believe that was for when the Mark 5s or the Tourags came out for the rear caliber bolts. They didn't really make one in the correct size in 3/8 drive, and I believe that's a 14 millimeter triple square to get the rear caliber bracket bolts off right when they first come out. Snap-on universals, 1/2 inch to 5/8, snap-on universal 5/8 and 13/16 spark plugs, 5/8 universal spark plug, a couple 14 millimeter 9/16 spark plug sockets, varying manufacturers, I think Sunex, Matco, 8-point snap-on sockets, 1/4 and 5/16 hex sockets, tamper-proof Torx snap-on series there, standard snap-ons, everything from a T8 up to a T55, 17 millimeter Matco or snap-on. Is it Matco or snap-on? That one's a snap-on 3/8 drive, 17 millimeter, and then a couple 3/8 universals. Moving down here, this one is ball head hex, long Torx, a couple more tap sockets, ball head hex metric, long metric, ball head and long Torx there, SAE ball heads, SAE ball head long and short, another set of tamper-proof Torx, and then this is snap-on hex head SAE, and then all snap-on triple squares in varying sizes, 8 millimeter up to 10 or 12 millimeter, I believe. Everybody knows what that is. Moving over one, this is one of my plier drawers. Snap-on dikes, Klein wire crimpers, Blue Point wire crimpers, cutters, strippers, spring clamp pliers, snap ring pliers, oil filter pliers, vice grips. These are for the push clips. I think they're gear wrench, mountain, needle nose set, Stanley needle nose set, vice grip chain, vice grips, snap-on needle noses, snap-on stork grip pliers. Love these things. Some pinch-off pliers there. Move down one. The channel lock drawer. Blue Point channel locks, Nip-X style channel locks. Some of these are Matco marks. Some of these are pure Nip-X. Lefts, right, and straight tin snips, Matco wire stripper, hog ring pliers, pop rivet, gun, piston ring pliers, snap-on file set, small snap-on file set there. One of the Milwaukee drawers. I have another one in my other toolbox. Oscillating tool, M12 3/8 and 1/4 inch, M18 4.5 inch grinder, M12 die grinder, M12 cutoff tool, a couple extra M18 batteries, some bit sets, M18 power adapter, M12 3/8 gun, 250 foot-pound. Everybody needs this gun. And then the original Mahamba Jamba M18 half-inch drive, 1,000+ foot-pound. I know the new ones are up higher. This one I think is 1,000 pounds. A couple extra batteries, a couple torque sticks, 3/4 inch torque stick for a gun I don't even own. Move down. The bad day section, screw extractors, bolt extractors, some more screw extractors here. Little custom made tool for pulling casts off of Volkswagen Audi lug bolt covers. Quick disconnect for some AC line and fuel lines. The small in-car kind of little ratcheting thing for working on some of the smaller stuff in the cars. Impact screwdriver there. Stud finder because this toolbox is in my house and there's a lot of household stuff in here. Multimeter, race driving set, digital caliper, half-inch drive torque wrench, 3/8 drive torque wrench, 1/4 inch drive torque wrench, and 1/4 inch drive torque wrench. They're all old click types because I'm old and they still work just fine for me. I haven't upgraded to the new stuff. Soldering gun, heliocoil kit, tubing bender, bushing driver set in here, more bit drivers there, a lot of windshield tools, some cold knives, old door handle release, that one's a snap-on there, scraper, long knife, windshield trim remover, extra cold knife blades, old style windshield wiper arm remover there. All that back in there. Get in there. Over here, old snap-on sockets. This is a lot of the old 36 tooth stuff. You can see this thing's been through the wars. It did me well for many years, but unfortunately technology's advanced and a lot of money sitting there that's no longer needed and used. Cushion grips. I like these things. These were really cool when they came out. However, this 3/8 one, I seem to always having to have the head rebuilt a lot. The little 1/4 inch version works very well. I never had any problems with that one. Some extensions, Sharpies, various things in there, O-rings, brass drifts, some punch and chisels, palm ratchet. These are 16th and 1/8 inch alphanumeric punches. Did I get this drawer? No, I didn't get this drawer. Gear wrench, 120s, non-locking. Gear wrench, 120 standard, is it 18 or 24 inch long. Matco 88 locking head, half-inch drive. Astro Pneumatic, or Astro Tools, not Astro Pneumatic. This is the ratchet for the low profile sockets. gear wrench, pivoting head, ratchet 3/8 and 1/4 inch and 3/8. Astro Tools 3/8 low profile head, extended length, and 1/4 inch extended length. Just got these recently, saw them. They look like they're fun little tools, so I bought them. Snap-on eTorx sockets here. Matco 1/4 inch bit driver, reversing at varying angles. In, out, straight there. No, that's for something else. Matco 88 little 3/8 palm ratchet, varying snap-on extensions, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive extensions there. Covered that drawer. Hammer drawer, old snap-on hickory handled hammers. Haven't upgraded to all the new fancy stuff yet. I'm still whacking stuff with them and it comes loose. Covered that one. Moving on to the bottom box. Screwdriver drawer. Snap-on Phillips and straight screwdrivers. Standard snap-on. These are the long pattern, standard pattern. Torx, more snap-ons. Snap-on scrapers. Pittsburgh pry bars. More pry bars. More pry bars from Snap-on. Snap-on punch set. Varying hook tools, varying scrapers, Matco offset scrapers, Amazon cheapies, Matco radiator pick, short and long, Snap-on radiator pick, Matco cotter pin puller, Allen keys, smaller screwdrivers, like micro screwdrivers, ratcheting screwdrivers, standard screwdriver drawer stuff. Here we have metric wrench sets, a couple set of Snap-on flank drives. These are running from 8 to 24 on this one, 8 to 22 on this one. Snap-on double boxes that are 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 18, and 20. 27 millimeter flank drive. That was like for VR6 cams. Gear wrench eTorx ratchetings. Don't know why or when I bought them. Matco 7/8 crow's foot. Use that on like B5 chassis for doing breaking free some of the tie rod ends. Matco 0 offset 10/11, 8/10, 11/12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 12 points Snap-on flare nut wrenches. 9 to 21. Craftsman 10 to 18. Skipping various sizes. More metric stuff. Gear wrench 0 offset ratchetings, 8 to 25 millimeter. Gear wrench 6 point, 10 to 19 millimeter. These were something Matco came out with a few years ago. Don't know if they still make them, but they worked really well for breaking loose some jam nuts on tie rod ends for alignments. Gear wrench 10 to 24 millimeter standard wrench set. Blue point ratcheting reversible 15-degree offset, and they're 8 to 19 millimeter. SAE drawer, 5/16 to 1 1/8 on each of these racks. Then we have 1 1/4, 5/16, 1 1/4, 5/16, 3/8, and 1/2. Craftsman 3/8 to 3/4 stubbies back here in the corner. X-beam 1/2 and 9/16 non-locking flex head, 3/4 non-locking flex head. These are all gear wrench. Next drawer down, we're getting into kind of the bulk drawers. Snap-on rethreading kit. Snap-on brake tools for rear brakes and then brake bleeding screws. A lot of drill bits in here. A lot of wire brushes for cleaning things up, kind of the consumables. Some step bits, JB Well, because you just never know. B5 and Mark IV rear brake calipers, some oil filter cups, die grinder, working on pews. This is something we put together with a locking chuck, a locking head on it. Stick it on there, open the knife valve, you got the gauge on it. Some of the high volume air tires on tractors and rubber tire loaders, stuff like that you got to hold on there for a while. You can just lock that on there. Hand pump vacuum kit. More consumables. Worst electrical connectors in the world. Some cookies, 36 grit up to 120. 3-inch stick-ons. I got these from everywhere from 600 to 3,000 grit. Go onto these. Wire wheels. Grinder wheels. Tire plugs. Overflow. Lots of junk and overflow in here. Air drill, DA sander, extra Torx, E-Torx, tamper-proof Torx, spare sockets, spare wrenches, spare wrench racks, spare punches, bearing packer, spare parts. This drawer's actually broke. The slides are messed up on it. I gotta get new ones. It's just extra wires, stuff like that. A lot of spare parts go in there. Wire ties. I like to keep a lot of different color wire ties depending on what you're working on. You can wrap them around hoses. That way you know where everything goes. Strut, cheapy strut tools, pitman arm puller, laser level there. A lot of pry tools, various air tools. Another pitman arm puller from Snap-on, ball joint popper, metal blocks to beat on, natural gas pipe sealant. Kind of an electrical drawer. D-pin tools there. Some specialty tools from the old Volkswagen days for working on the Mark IIIs and some of the VR6s where you needed the special tool to pull the spark plugs out. Some timing tools. TDI timing tools. Freaking Teflon tape, electric tape, heat shrink. Just the standard junk drawer. And then the standard extra bolts and copper washers and etc. That's my KRL series Hot Rod Edition Snap-on toolbox. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Give me a like if you would, and I will see you in the next one.